Okay, well, this is a kind of fun song here. This is just to kind of see if my voice is improving from water fasting. And my timing, too. Hey, kids, gather round together. The spotlight's hitting something that's been known to change the weather. We'll kill the fatty calf tonight, so stick around. You're gonna hear electric music, solid walls of sound. You're sick and you're on, have you seen them? Sounded a bit strained. Carry around, have you seen them yet? Now they're so spaced out. Benny in the jet. I lost my morale. No, but they're weird and they're wonderful. And Benny, she's a renegade. She's got electric boots, a mohair suit, you know, I read it in a magazine. Oh, Benny and the Jets. Whatever. Whatever, you know, whatever, dude. Okay. That was supposed to get me in the mood. I was supposed to sing a good song and be really hyped up, but it sort of backfired. Well, I'm a little bit under the weather over here. I got a message from Marina, and I heard this story last night. It's this girl. She goes to the principal or something. I don't know if it was at the university, and she says this boy is harassing me. He keeps writing me love letters. The principal is like, okay, I'll punish him, and if he doesn't stop, I'm going to expel him. And Osho is there, and he says, let me talk to her. And he says, don't you like it that he's writing you love letters? I mean, there are other girls who no one's writing love letters to. Doesn't it make you happy? And be honest. And she was like, yeah, it actually does. I mean, it sounds kind of crass when you put it like that. Like, well, you liked it the whole time, you know? And she was just bragging to the principal. She just had to tell someone, because if you don't tell someone, there's no point in being loved. You know, the whole point that someone thinks you're special, that you're the most beautiful person in the world, and everyone else can go fuck off. It's you who's the special one. And so I was thinking, Marina sends me this message, and it's kind of, it keeps me in hope. She's like, who is Sharon? Who's Sharon? Who's Sharon? Who's Sharon? Who's Sharon? This girl Sharon, I don't know who it is, some gangstalker retard. Who's Sharon? After she doesn't talk to me after she basically dumps me and doesn't talk to me, she's like, who's Sharon? Are you talking to another girl named Sharon? And so that's kind of like relationship adjacent, you know, like I'm jealous of you because you're talking to Sharon. And I'm like, you know, talking about it, like complaining to the principal here. And meanwhile, I'm like, do you know that Marina still loves me? And I don't know if I'm like bragging. Half of me is just bragging that she's still talking to me, damn it. Because I got no one. And then I think, well, Marina's hips to waist ratio isn't even that great. It's not as great as I thought it was. You know, her ass isn't that big as I thought it was. Am I even that upset? Like, I don't know. Well, it's still exciting, you know. She definitely has her angles. I was talking to my cousin too. You know, Charles Darwin married his cousin, had like 10 kids with her. Your odds of having a retarded kid when you're not cousins is 3%. Your odds of having a retarded kid when you fuck your cousin, it's 4 to 7%. Charles Darwin was concerned with, if you're wondering why he was concerned with inbreeding. If you're wondering why I'm talking about this, well, family is like emotional support, I guess. Like you have like emotional support from family. Somehow it helps somehow. I don't know. I have good conversations with family. Even I don't know if they're gang stalkers, but I sometimes think they're not. Some of them are not. But I would like not to have kids at all. But if I did, I would like to have kids with not my cousin. And, I've been losing weight. I weigh like 160. I like how my face is looking. My face is looking better. I dreamt last night. I've been craving chicken burgers. I've been going through all these recipes. I've been torturing myself just watching videos. So I'm on day 16 of a water fast, drinking an average of about 8 liters a day at this point, sometimes 9, 500 milliliters an hour, sometimes a bit more, sometimes like 45 minutes per 500 milliliters. Have the timer on my headphones. It beeps every minute, so I take a sip. This is my water bottle. Pretty sweet, pretty cool. My mom is like, I'll buy you a chicken burger when you break your fast. I'll take you out for your first meal. And man, what I would really like is some shoestring fries, some ketchup, mix some golden Italian dressing with some mayonnaise to make a sub sauce, a burger sauce. Oh my fucking God. But then I'm thinking, I get fucking fat. I don't have portion control. A long time ago, I was skinny. I couldn't gain weight no matter what. I didn't like to eat at all. I don't know what changed. I don't know if I lost my loosh. I lost my will to live. I think after you lose your will to live, you go to food. I think some people lose it sooner than others. Some people become obese like when they're children. Really, I think that's what happened. I literally had a zest for life, and so food wasn't it. And then I lost my zest for life, and then food became it. And I'm not saying I have zest for life now, because I'm actually I'm forcing myself to do this fast. If I did what I felt like, I would be acclimating myself slowly, have a little tiny bite of a chicken burger, just one little bite. Wait a few hours, have another bite, wait a few hours. The next day, go on a binge. But something I learned the hard way, and this isn't going to be relevant to any of you, so this is just trivia. If you treat your body really well for a long period of time, supposing you eat only fruit for months at a time, and then you eat a cooked food meal, you're going to have big problems. Big problems. It's going to feel like you're going to die for real. And sometimes it actually does kill people. And if you eat fruit for a long time and then you eat nothing but cooked junk food again, you're going to have serious health problems. Serious fucking health problems. Perhaps, I don't know if this is true, but perhaps more serious health problems than if you never ate healthy food to begin with. I heard this story. This guy had testicular cancer. I'm pretty sure this is the story. This is from Lauren Lockman I heard today. He fasted for 4.5 months. After 4.5 months, he was obese. His testicular cancer was gone. He had stage 4. They had no trace of cancer left. 2 years later, he died of congestive heart failure. But I can almost guarantee that the reason he died 2 years later of congestive heart failure is because he went back to eating junk food. And it happens with drug addicts too. I think it is a scientific thing. You quit your drug for a long time. You're used to a certain dose. I think this is how Prince died, and I love Prince. I was at the family party and we were playing music, and I was saying to someone, yeah, I love Prince. And he's like, what songs do you love? And I was like, I don't like his music. I just like the guy. you do your regular dose after you've quit for a while, and your regular dose kills you because your body is in a different mode. Your body is so cleaned out that handling that much drugs, handling that much junk food, you can't do it anymore. So you don't know your limit. You've spent your whole life slowly acclimating to that level where you can eat 5 cheeseburgers at a time. But after you clean your body out and you try and eat 5 cheeseburgers, it'll kill you. And you don't know your own limits because it's so gradual that it's insidious. So it's actually fucking dangerous sometimes if you aren't scientific about it. And right away when I had a moral conflict because my mom was like, when you eat junk food again, like, you know, I'm calling junk food cooked food. When you eat cooked food again, I will get you the chicken burger meal or whatever you want. You know, I'll take you out to celebrate say congratulations for your water fast. And I'm like, well, I'm planning on eating fruit. I'm planning on getting this old shit out of my stomach so I can eat fruit. And I'm planning on that being good too. Do I really fantasize about mangoes? Not really. But after you eat, 3 pounds, it'll be 3 pounds per meal of mangoes, for example. You're not really that hungry. So you can at least satiate your cravings. And after you get that old stuff out, you know, pregnant women pee a lot because it's pushing on their bladder. Old people pee more often than young people, because they have an accumulation of old shit in their stomach that's pushing on their bladder. So after I get this old shit out, fruit should be very satisfying, unlike ever before. Okay. Getting my calm. This song is called Les Gun. It's perhaps my favorite song. So anyways, is Marina harassing me? Is she a gang stalker? I frankly don't know. Am I that upset about it? Not really. I was a little disappointed. I checked my messages today. She didn't message me back. The last time I talked to her, I told her I was kind of mad at you for just ghosting me all of a sudden for 4 days. But I'm glad you talked to me. And so I don't really know. I wondered if she's like superficial or something. I don't know if that counts as harassment. Like, hey, she said something similar once before. She's like, hey, I have a boyfriend, but while I have a boyfriend, we'll just be friends for now. Kind of stringing me along. I don't know if that's like gang stalker harassment. I don't know if that's the same thing as a love letter. OSHA was talking about that, and there was this girl, Paulina, who I emailed for like 3 or 4 months. Now, a normal person would say that's stalking. Yeah, I guess. I mean, she was a gang stalker, I think, I hope. But even if she wasn't, she never told me to stop. This was a mistake, okay? This was mentally ill of me. I'm not saying this was cool. This severely psychologically harmed me. This is before I knew what gang stalking was, and that I didn't have the terms. You know, I was reacting to being gang stalked. And so her friends threatened to kill me. She gives me her business card, which is insulting, as if I want to be your client. And so I just start emailing her love letters for like 3 months, and she doesn't even talk to me. Like nonstop, like a completely mentally ill, insane stalker. And I'm in a really high point of my consciousness at that point. You know, that's the point at which I'm at like one of the highest peaks of my life. Like I'm at like level 90 at that point. And right now I'm probably at like level 20, level 30, maybe level 10. And I'm thinking, I know I'm at level 90. I know you're at level 2. And I know what I'm doing is fucked up. I know everyone's going to say this is bad, but you're so fucked up. What you did to me is so fucked up. Fuck you. And I know that you like that I'm sending you these messages. And I know that everyone's going to side with you and say, that's like saying the rape victim liked it and blaming them. I know that everyone's going to say that and still fuck you. I'm prepared to take all the heat. I know what a dirty fucking rotten snake you are. I understand all the subtext that's going on. I know that you're not blocking me because you like these letters. I know you're not saying anything back because you have a boyfriend. I know you gave me your business card because you have a boyfriend. I know you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. I know you're a complete fucking liar and a pervert. I know you masturbate to me. Fuck you. You want love letters from me? Sure, I'll give it to you. I'll take the blame. No, that's fine. I'll take the blame, you fucking bitch. But, I wasn't really like calling her a bitch or something. I was like nice, but once in a while I kind of got a little nasty too. And that wasn't cool. Harassment isn't cool. Finally, she's like, leave me the fuck alone. I was like, yes, okay. I left her alone. I was scared at that point. I'm not, I don't know what to say. It was fucked up. But why didn't she block me? Oh, she'll say, you're so crazy, I'm keeping tabs on you. That's what she'll say. And so I lost a lot of my dignity, at that time. I felt like really fucking bad. I definitely went down, but a lot of that came from the other gang stalking too. There were a lot of things that were happening. I felt like not cool anymore. And back then I was a good weight, and then I started gaining weight. I started moving to food. Food became the center of my life soon after that. I somehow lost access to a higher dimension. I used to be amazed every day that I'd have my meditation. I thought I worked so hard for this, and now I can just meditate like it's nothing. This is so amazing. I used to have to wear a blindfold or, cover my eyes. I go in the flotation tank just to get a glimpse of meditation. And now I can go outside, I can talk to people. And Osho says that crystallizes your meditation even more when you can talk to people. And I really blamed Paulina for that. I named her Rave Girl. And she didn't have wide hips really either. She had a great face. Her face was the level of Uma Thurman. Before she got all that, Uma Thurman and Dexter looks like shit now. Something fucked up happened. She got plastic surgery or something. And it's not age. Something fucked up happened to her. But she has that same kind of charismatic face as Uma Thurman. The same quality, like that caliber of face. Rave Girl was really special. A really premium painter. She dated a guy from my high school who was like one of the hottest guys at our high school. He had kind of a small head. I guess I do too. Oh, my hair is looking nicer though. Kind of puffing up. I was thinking of shaving my face. I know that you're supposed to have a beard. Women can't admit that they like beard. They're not allowed to admit they like a beard. And I would like to have a beard, but of course in my case I can't grow hair on the sides and it looks kind of stupid. I'm thinking maybe I should actually just shave my face. And Marina wanted me to shave my face, and maybe I'm just in rebellion to her that I'm like, well, she wanted me to, so I won't. I got a new video game called Bulletstorm. Pretty cool. Pretty happy to play that. And, I couldn't sleep last night. I had to drink more water. Didn't have enough blood volume. But that's boring talk. I have 5 days left. After today, I have 5 days left of my water fast. I think that's all I got. That's my whole update today. I have some political stuff I was thinking about. Okay, I think there's a psyop. What the government wants you to say is that Israel is committing a genocide against Gaza, and they're guilty, and they're really bad. And the reason why they're doing it is because they have sex crime blackmail on all U.S. politicians. And therefore, if anyone tries to stop the genocide, America will go in and they will stop anyone from helping Gaza. And so America is funding the genocide that Israel is carrying out, and Israel is the bad guy. That's the psyop. So the goal is actually, as the audience member, you're supposed to say, oh, Israel, they're committing a genocide. They're really bad. Man, I hate that. What is it? United States of Israel? Okay, that's what you're supposed to say. But meanwhile, Israel and America and Canada and every other country in the whole world are all the same government. And partitioning it into one and the other is just like Germany and America being allies the whole time. And it's just to get you to divide yourself, to say, I'm over here at this geographic location and I hate this geographic location. But they're all the exact same people. And I think that it's never going to stop because 99% of people are gang stalkers. And they are employees of the government who's doing the genocide. And so if anyone tries to stop it, the gang stalkers will just neutralize them. And so there's no way it's going to stop because everyone is on board with it. Like, it's like 99% of the world is just doing a genocide on 1% of like Gaza. And I went so far as to say when people protest about Gaza genocide, it's actually virtue signaling. Because they're like, well, we're the ones doing it, but we keep that secret. We're the ones in a roundabout way ensuring that it can happen, but we keep that secret. And then we protest it on the surface to virtue signal that, oh, we hate it when genocide happens. Now, is that a little bit too far? I mean, could you just argue that the gang stalkers are themselves part of a victim class of people that they don't want something bad to happen to them, so they're going along with it? I don't know. Yeah, it could be too far. And then this guy messaged me on Quora. I think he may have been a gang stalker. He's like, "Can I message you?" I was like, "Okay." And then he's like, "Hey, buddy." And that's a term that gang stalkers call me. And then he's like, "Can I ask you the question now?" on private message. I was like, yeah. It just seemed kind of superfluous. I thought, I think you're a gang stalker. And then afterwards, I felt almost bad. Like I gave my energy away to someone who I suspected was a gang stalker, or like suspected who was just fucking with me. I don't know. I try to be nice to everyone. And there's a difference between talking to a gang stalker who's just fucking with you versus one who just happens to be a gang stalker who's talking to you as a real person. I watched a video with Lauren today too. Lauren Lockman, the water fasting guy who they burned down his house, stole his cats, bankrupted him. He lives in America now, who I learned how to water fast from. And when he does outdoor videos, they always have the fire trucks going by. You know, same with Sam Hyde, who's like a famous comedian. If he's outside, they'll have I've seen the fire truck going by. And that's kind of reaffirming, like, you know, I think Red Bar is the TI too. There's some really cool people who are TIs who probably, I mean, I'm pretty sure Lauren's girlfriend is a gang stalker and he doesn't know that. You know, who probably have gang stalker girlfriends. I think Zeph's girlfriend is a gang stalker, and I think he doesn't know that. So I guess there's hope for me. I don't really know. I mean, supposing something changes your life, apparently, after you finish water fasting, you're gonna get way more hydrated, and it's going to change your life. After you start eating, you're going to feel better than you've ever felt. So I don't know how to prepare for that. I mean, I sometimes feel a little bit negative in my attitude, but I think, okay, if this is really going to change my life, if I'm really going to feel better than I've ever felt, I'm not going to really be able to prepare for that. It's going to be like a surprise. So maybe something that I'm not even expecting is going to happen after I finish my fast and I start eating. Maybe I'll actually start feeling like super better or something. A big thing on my mind is meditating. A big thing is getting back my zest for life before I got traumatized. A lot of it happened with Rave Girl. I have to say, a lot of it, I felt like I lost a lot. And that kind of seems contradictory because on one hand I'm saying, well, you wanted it, you dumb bitch. And on the other hand, I'm saying, and it was really bad what I did. I was a total insane stalker. Holy shit. But what if I did the right thing? What if I gave her the spacing she needed, but then I blamed myself and I gaslit myself into thinking that wasn't right? What if I falsely lost my dignity, my self-respect, based on gaslighting myself? And then I spent so many years living in a disrespectful state to myself that it became normal, and I couldn't even remember what it was like to respect myself. I couldn't even remember what it was like to love myself. That it became so normal that my shame went so deep that I felt so much shame and so much pain and so lame and so insane and so mundane and so inane that just something in my membrane was like, dude, there's nothing left to gain. Not fame. You've lost the game. You used to be wild, but now you're tame. Well, is it like a pickle? You used to be a cucumber and then you're a pickle. You can never get back to being a cucumber? Or is there miracles that happen? I don't know. But certainly water fasting is very beneficial. Spiritually, emotionally. I'm not just talking about physically. Certainly, you get fucking clear. You get more clear. You might not have all the intelligence you need. There might be certain proteins you need. I mean, I was asking ChatGPT when I was tripping on acid while I was water fasting, and then I tripped while I was eating. I felt way higher while I was eating. ChatGPT said there's certain proteins you need to help synthesize the acid or something. Maybe there's certain proteins I need to be more intelligent. But even if that's true, there's still an offsetting of that because my brain is being cleared out of so much garbage. I mean, I do feel much clearer. My skin is much clearer. I've been jacking off like crazy. The worst fantasies, just being used and abused, my ex-girlfriend cheating on me, treating me horribly, laughing. There was times she's like touching her face and laughing as I'm busting. I'm like, what? I'm looking back at these videos. I'm like, what? I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm not sure if she was touching her face, but I saw it. I saw the demon in her eyes. I was like, is that attractive? Like, are demons hot? Like, demons are seductive, aren't they? But I also realized too that the longer you don't jack off, the more you can absorb that kind of thing without it getting under your skin. For example, something really turns you on and you just have to bust a nut to it. And it's just it's like something that you realize for the first time that turns you on. You didn't even know it turns you on. And it's brand new and you're like, oh man, like she was using me the whole time and I'm a masochist and now I realize how hot that was and now I have to masturbate to the memory of that. But when you're not jacking off for a long period of time, you can process that. You can go, oh yeah, that's really hot, but I actually don't appreciate being treated badly. And that outweighs how hot it is. So I know it's hot, but I have more invested. There's more weight in not being treated badly. And then you get into the argument, well, the only people who even treat you at all are people who treat you badly. It's the only option you have. So why not just go with it? But then there's a third option, which is it really though? What if you get hotter? What if you make yourself better? I mean, I found a really hot TI on Quora. She's like super hot. And I was like, wow, there are hot girls going through this too. Imagine what it's like for a hot girl. You're in the matriarch, you have all the power in the world, and people are treating you like you're a guy. Like your privacy doesn't matter, your life doesn't matter. It's crazy. I mean, this is cliche, but you say you don't like Miss Vicky's chips. For example, this happened the other day. I said to my mom, I hate Miss Vicky's chips. They're these kettle chips. They're so thick. They're like soaked in oil for like 2 hours. They're just the grossest. And then all of a sudden there's commercials for Miss Vicky's chips. And this is a common thread that if anything I don't like, it's going to be put in my face all the time. And so you think, man, that's so mean. Like, that's so sick. Like, just anything I hate forever, just every direction I turn, it's just something I hate, something I hate, something I hate. Just endless torture. It's like, that's really sick. I know you know that. I know that's like really old news. Like, yeah, gangstalking is really sick. But sometimes when you get a new perspective, when you clean out your brain, you're thinking more clearly, you're more processed, you're not really internalizing all the shame. You're getting rid of all your shame. You don't feel like you deserve to be treated badly. And then people treat you badly and you're like, wow, like that's really fucked up. Like that's like super fucked up. Like you're actually just looking to harass me and hurt me, to degrade me. Like that's like mentally ill. Like that's retarded and mentally ill. And it really disturbed me when Marina messaged me, when she showed me those two pictures of the people who, because this made me think she was a gang stalker too. The two people who commented on my videos, just to see the kind of people who are commenting on my videos, it was so disturbing. I was like, God damn, like I'm trying to do my best here. I'm water fasting. And the person who comments on my video is a calloused, maliced retard. And it's like, who am I even talking to? I hope I'm talking to someone out there. But I'd have to assume I am, out of maybe there's like 2 people who are watching who I would like, maybe like 5. Maybe there's like 1 to 5% of the audience are actually people who I enjoy. And even if there's one person watching, that would be great. That would be enough for me. One person, one friend can change your whole life. And it's a bit of a risk. You want to say the only treatment you can get is bad treatment, so just get on board with that. And even if you do really well, you take care of yourself, you get better skin, you have like better emotional center, your only best option then is that you're still going to get someone who treats you bad. But you're just going to be able to handle it better. You're hoping that someone who treats you bad is going to like you. Your option are you don't take care of yourself and no one treats you bad, or you take care of yourself and you finally get lucky and someone treats you bad. Forget the option that someone's going to treat you good. Maybe the best option you have is that someone's going to treat you bad. Pretty bad reality. Pretty fucked up reality. But at least you could treat yourself good. And that matters. That's something too. In the end, aren't you alone anyway? I don't know if you've ever felt it. If you've ever lived with someone, you get to know them really well. You know everything. You know them inside and out. And you know them so well that you feel, in a strange sense, alone. You get to know their parameters so much that you see the difference between you and them. And you try, of course. You look at the stars and you see 2 stars in the sky, and you wish that those 2 stars would collide and become one. And that's a metaphor for you and your beloved. And you think one day we're going to finally be one. But it never happens. There's always a separation, and you're always alone. And you might still feel lonely. You might hang out with your friends after and you realize that your friends can reach you on levels that your beloved can't. And you don't feel lonely with your friends in a different way than you don't feel lonely with your beloved. But then even with your friends, there's moments where you realize, I don't know you. Even with your best friends, there's moments where you say, you're a complete stranger and I don't even know you. I don't even know who you are. And this is a generalized truth that the friend is the stranger and the stranger is the friend. And this is why I like Talopa. He says, go beyond even friendship, because within the friend is inherent the enemy. You're always alone. And so therefore treat yourself really good. And I've been doing that. I mean, I have some kind of internal motivation here. It's not coming from, because a lot of my hope is going away. Hope is a deadly thing. Hope is bad. A lot of my hope is going away. My hope, I don't really have hope I'm going to have a girlfriend. A lot of my hope is fucking going away. And I'm still, I could, dare I say, I don't have hope. I could say I don't have hope anymore. I don't have hope I'm going to meet someone nice. I don't have hope that there's someone who likes me. Or someone who is like made for me. Now, this is kind of two different points here. The point of there's no one made for me. That's something that everyone should have, even if you're not gang stalked. Even if gang stalking doesn't exist, you shouldn't hope that there's someone out there made just for you, because that's not even realistic to begin with. There is no one out there made just for you. That's just completely not realistic. That hope is childish and immature. And that hope is going away. That hope is pretty much gone. But then the second hope, this is the hope that's kind of leaving, that there's going to be someone, I know they're not made for me, but they're still someone I like. Someone who I can love, a girlfriend. That hope is going away too. I don't know if that's negative thinking. I don't know if that's cowardice. But maybe the hope is still there under the surface. Or maybe it's not hope. I don't know. On some level, I still do my eyelid tape. It's like the equivalent of doing makeup. I have this eyelid tape that I wear. I still try to look good for the camera. Maybe there's someone watching. This girl on Quora who I added as if I followed her, she's really hot. I was like, I hope she sees me. I'm still trying to look good for the camera. In that sense, I'm still trying my best. I haven't given up in that sense. If I had really given up, I would just be getting obese. So I don't really think I've copped out. I'm still following my best option if I did have hope. Supposing hope is a psychologically healthy thing, which I don't think it is, there might be a different option that's even more intelligent. Or that's intelligent. I don't think hope is intelligent. But just hypothetically, supposing hope is intelligent and not having hope is a coward move out, is escapist. And so you should have hope that you're going to meet someone who you love. If that were true, the things I'm doing right now would be the things I would do if I had hope. Taking care of my body, health, fasting, doing my makeup, making videos, broadcasting myself, putting myself out there. I mean, that's how I met Marina. I mean, what else am I doing by broadcasting myself than trying to find, a gash? And friends too. I like friends too. It's surprising to me when I have a conversation with a guy, or I don't check comments anymore, but it's surprising to me when a guy, but yeah, I have conversations on Quora with a certain guy. It's surprising when a guy has a friendship with me that I enjoy the friendship. I'm like, is this gay? Like, I thought talking to guys is gay. But no, you can actually have a guy friend, and it's like, it's pretty cool. But the other option besides hope might be not having hope, but doing your best to get the thing you want. Like outcome independence. And still doing your best to maximize your odds. So I think that's what I'm doing. And it's pretty tough sometimes. Obviously, you want to give up. Obviously, it takes guts to go to the gym. If you want to get healthy, if you want to get fit, that actually takes guts. And probably a lot of people are going to fucking shame you. Oh, they'll congratulate you too. But if you really go through with it, you know, if you do a little here and there, if you dip your toes in it, they'll congratulate you. But if you actually go all in, they'll say, you're a fanatic. You're too much. They'll call you extreme. Because it takes courage, really. Because really what you're saying is, I'm going to try to do my best. And that actually takes a lot of courage, because then you could fail. And so last night I dreamt that I had chewed some bread and spit it out. And I had bread in my teeth, and I was like, oh, does this break my fast? But the bread tasted so good. I would just love a chicken burger. Some fucking shoestring fries. I dip them in ketchup. I dip my fries in burger sauce. I deep fry them. Get some peanut oil. Peanut oil has high smoke point. It's really good for crunchiness. If you ever have to deep fry, you should deep fry in peanut oil. Spaghetti, all these things. Oh God, it just fucks. You know, and then there's Ava too. I like Ava. I was talking about the song Comfortably Numb, then she posted a cover of that song. Really like Ava. She has a hot body. She's a real TI. I know for sure she's a real TI. But she doesn't have her comments on. I can't even talk to her. I'd like to talk to her. Yeah, Ava's really nice. I really love Ava. She has autism. My ex-best friend had autism too, or so he said. You know, he took a test online, and he was like 1 point away from having it. He's a very eccentric person. So my morale is good. I am definitely counting the days. 5 days left after today. After tomorrow, it's going to be 4 days left. I know you know that, but I just like saying it. Excited to see what happens. That's about all I got. So, anyway, thank you for watching. And so long.